don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today I have a new slide for you from Stiffler Manufacturing. This is their Viper slide. They are a Tucson company, veteran-owned company, makes some really cool stuff. I've had an opportunity to go to their facility, meet the people that work there, all that. Been running this for a few hundred rounds, maybe actually closer to 500 rounds at this point. Let's get into it. Now I know that there's a bunch of people out there that are like, oh, another Glock slide, like there's not already 100 of them on the market. And you'd be right, there are a ton of them on the market. However, I've got the chance to personally vet this one and the company and their manufacturing process. And that is one of the reasons why I'm bringing this to you today, because everything about the company impresses me, including the product. Now let's start with, I did reach out to Stiffler to do some work with them, and they did give me this slide. Outside of that, I don't have a monetary relationship with them, anything like that. And you guys know how I like to support and work with Arizona and especially local Tucson companies. So that's about as far as that goes. So let's start with this slide that I have here. They do 4 or 5, I believe it's 5. They do 4 or 5 different slide cuts, and then they do a number of different Cerakotes and as well as custom Cerakotes, things like that. But this being the Viper slide, so it's got some really nice beveling in the very front of the slide here that aids in holstering. Going back from there, it's got these 3 window cuts. They're like a V cut in there with some cool serrations. Now the serrations front and back, there's not a whole lot of serrations in the very front of this because of the openings in the slide, but the serrations that are there are very, very usable. And then the serrations in the back are nice and deep. Along the top, it has beveled edges as well, and then beveled edges across the back. Now, I've had a number of different Glock slides. A lot of them have worked fine. Some of them maybe not as much. Between some assembly issues, maybe sharp burrs on it, stuff like that. This slide went together immaculately. Everything went into place exactly how it's supposed to. Everything fit very well. And as soon as I put it on this frame, it functioned just fine. Now the slide itself is made of a 17-4 stainless with a 2832 Rockwell hardness. What does that mean? Allow me to nerd out for a second, because I've spent my entire life in the steel industry and welding, fabrication, and metallurgy, so this is sort of my wheelhouse here. The 17-4 stainless is a very specific type of stainless. It's a nice hard stainless without being so hard that it's unworkable, meaning unmachinable, but it has a very high anti-corrosion rate even at high heat. And some of you may go, well, it's stainless steel, of course it has anti-corrosion. Not all stainlesses are made the same. Some are higher quality than others. Some will rust with almost no heat inclusion. Some will rust with high heat inclusion because of the chemicals that are in the stainless bringing those chemicals to the surface with the heat. This has a very high anti-corrosion property even under high heat, which means as that barrel heats up this stainless steel, you're not going to get any corrosion, or less likely to get that corrosion around some of these high heat areas. Now you add a flawless Cerakote job that's on this one on top of that, and you just come out with a really nice slide. So one of the other things I do like about Stiffler is their quality process, their machining process, things like that. I had the opportunity to go there a couple times, see how they do things, see how their assembly process goes, see how their quality process goes. And he's a very small shop. He's a very small shop on some nameless road in Tucson. And 2 of the things that impressed me the most about how he runs things is not only is everything hand QC'd, everything is hand QC'd. If there's a burr, it's hand filed. Everything is made to the highest quality that it can be based off of inspection, and then assembly. They assemble each one to make sure that there's no burrs. Everything is going in. The extractor rod, you know, all that stuff. Barrel fits in fine. Striker fits in well. All that. They QC all that stuff. On top of that, I've seen his throwaway pile. Now, as a small business, throwaway piles cost you a lot of money. And the size of a small business's throwaway pile tells you a lot about their quality of work, what they allow to go out or not. They're not selling you blems. They're not selling you things that do not pass the utmost, highest scrutiny of quality control. And he has a pretty impressive throwaway pile, and for various reasons, of course. And I've looked at some of those pieces and went, I don't see anything wrong with it. And he went, like, you see that little tiny thing we just like? I'm like that doesn't even affect the function of it. You know, that's not even going to affect the function of the gun, but it's going to affect the quality of finish. It's going to affect visual quality, all kinds of stuff. So the fact that such a small business has such an impressive throwaway pile tells you about their level of quality control, which sells me a lot on a company. So it's not too often that I come to you and I actually put my name, my reputation behind something. Of course, this is Stiffler's reputation as well with his, with his product. But it's not often that I sit there and I put my name behind something as well. And I have seen enough of their process, talking to the people that work there, seeing the machining, seeing the quality control, and of course having experience with this as well. This is something that I can absolutely recommend and put my name behind. I think these are very, very nice slides, and they come in at a pretty reasonable cost as well. Now, back to small business. Small businesses generally don't have the buying power that big businesses do. Therefore, small businesses' prices tend to be a bit higher and out of the realm of like really strict competition. That's not the case with him. With the business being a small Tucson business and him having quite an impressive throwaway pile, he still brings these into market between $145 and $210, depending on what cut you get, and that is of course stripped. To the YouTube censors, this piece here that I'm talking about is not a regulated good. I am not selling it. All I'm doing is telling the customer prices so that they can make the best decision possible. So leave me alone. And then of course that price goes up with whether you get the slide fully assembled or not. But from 145 up to 210, depending on the cuts, he's right in there in a really good competition range with some of the big dogs out there, and even a lot less expensive than a lot of the big dogs out there. So I am super excited to have been able to make this video. I'm super excited that I've been able to do this close of work with a Tucson, not just an Arizona company, but a Tucson company that turns out such a nice product. So thank you to Stiffler for sending that out, or actually just handing it to me, to the channel, spending the time with me, showing me around, all that stuff. Awesome products. I highly suggest you check them out. I'll leave a link to Stiffler down below. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. Also check the rest of my social medias, as well as there's a link down below that says promos and deals. Check that out. It might help you out. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.